Hello guys, morning. Hi Byron, how you doing?
I've been doing great, David. Thank you for this
So
webinar.
thank you for this invitation. So Byron, go ahead.
Yeah. So welcome everyone to this webinar. Today, where we have this interesting webinar about fixed wireless access point with Netpoint and Mimosa. And we have with us David Alvarez, who will be sharing this interesting session. So David, the floor is yours. You may now begin the webinar.
Thank you so much. You're very kind. Hi guys, morning to everyone to this attend this live webinar sponsored by Epcom. So today we're going to talk about a very special topic about Netpoint and the Mimosa deployments for ISPs and super balanced backhaul solutions. So Byron, we're so very impressed with the deployment of Netpoint and Mimosa together because that integration has a, has has a good ROI, has a good return on the investment for the ISPs, and the most important, we have a great we have a great throughput, and the mo and most specific, it's very reliable for the ISPs and for the 5G connection wireless. So anyway, so do you have anything that you want to add about this topic? So my name is David Alvarez, and I'm from Netpoint Antennas. So guys, today we talk as I said a few moments ago. So we're going to start this live webinar. Byron is with me today. Byron is a product engineer from Netpoint and Epcon and Mimosa too. So Byron, how are you today? How is the weather with you?
Hi, David. I've been doing great. Everything's fine here in El Paso, Texas. So welcome everyone. We had today several attendees and we welcome to this interesting webinar. So I hope you enjoy this presentation and let's go.
Okay, so the agenda for today, it's going to be very specific. It's going to be fast, directly to the principal topic. It's the introduction to the fiber to the home versus the fiber wireless access, the benefits of NetPoint antennas, feature and capabilities, integration with the 5 gigahertz and the 6 gigahertz equipment, the compatibility with radio bands and capabilities, and the case studies in the real world application. After all these topics, we're going to talk about questions and answer session. Okay. So guys, the principal issues for the ISPs around the world, it's the interference, and the most important in the United States, we had so many rules from the FCC about the teach power to introduce for long distance, and the most important about to close the digital divide, and the most important thing, we have so many solutions to make a strong backhaul links for ISPs, for supervillains, and so another application around the United States. One thing very important is the Pfizer wireless, the Pfizer wireless is not dead. Yes, this is the most important because the Pfizer wireless had so many updates every year, and Mimosa and Netpoint are not the section in this topic. So, Byron, if your experience, what is the what is the principal issues if you find in the United States with the ISPs?
And I think The main issue is the reliability of the devices and also the interference issues. But I don't know, David, if you have any other issues that you have
Yeah,
found. Yeah.
yeah. Other issues with this topic is the distance on the links. The most important, the gains and the antennas. Why? Because if you don't have gain, you can make a link more long, right? Or more huge. So, but so many ISPs around the states have so many lanes very short, but we can get right now new new deployment. We can make new deployment with large antennas, but the most important, not only the large antenna, is an antenna with long with very close bandwidth, and the most important that are these and all these antennas, it's compatible with all the wideband for the Mimosa radius. And in the most specific areas, other topic is the and the fixed wireless. This is the most important for me topic in this case, because so many ISPs are using the big program in the United States right now. For example, in Oklahoma, Louisiana, in Minnesota, and other places. So, but the most important is you can achieve throughput with a very reliable solution with Netpoint. So the fiber to the home and the fiber wireless had a big challenge right now. And that big challenge is make reliable old connections. Or what do you say about this? What do you think? Tell me. I want to know your opinion. For example, for the attendings, you have any question or something like or something about this topic, you can write on the chat panel here. So the fixed wireless and versus the fiber to the home has a little issues. The most important, for example, for fiber to the home, it's very expensive to make the deployment. The other topic with the fixed wireless, so made up at home link, the made the link reliable. But we can change this for because in right now the choice between the fiber to the home and the fixed wireless is not the size of below the scenarios. It's one decision you can make to deploy by factors like the market density, the upland speeds, and the most important, time to market, sir. Yeah, because we need to deploy very fast to sell the fast internet and make the business more successful. And the most important, the fiber to the home, it's excellent to deploy and densely populated areas, offering high capacity every we know. But the fiber wireless, we can be the option. They can be the option to deploy more fast and achieve the same throughput, very similar to the fiber, right? But with a more lower cost of deployment. One other thing very important about that, if you want to improve your deployment on backhaul links, you need to use a better technology with the Wi-Fi frequency, right? If you are thinking deploy, for example, the Mimosa B6X has very specific have very specific qualities where you can get high capacity. And the most important, you can fiber to the home and use the fixed wireless together in one link. So the most important about Mimosa or Netpoint today is it's not it's a broadless because the are no longer a luxury, they are essentials. Other important things, it's for remote areas and it's still strong with reliable internet. And the most is another very important thing is the weather conditions and the terrain, because with Netpoint and Mimosa, you can achieve good results even with bad weather conditions and maybe without no land side. This is very important. So Byron, you are here.
Yes. Thank you, David.
For example, Byron, what is the principal advantage, the technical advantage or all the highlights eh, of Netpoint and Mimosa works together? If you can help me with this topic, please.
Well, at Econ, we have several devices, have Mimosa, several models, and those are also very reliable devices. And we can use the antennas, the Netpoint antennas, for long range distance because Netpoint has the greatest capacity for this links, point to point, point to multi-point links. So it is very useful, very interesting to merge those brands, Mimosa and also Netpoint for long distance and good reliability. And well, it is a very good combination of two brands.
Yeah, one thing very important about this, Byron, is the ways they can be deployed net point with fiber together. This is very
Yes,
important
that is very
because
important also.
yes, because right now so many ISPs around the states need to deploy fiber to approve all the funds of the bid program. Another very important thing, it's made that deployment very fast. That you know,
Yes.
and
By,
we can achieve that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yes. By the way, David, we have today several attendees, and my dear attendees, if you would like to participate, you may unmute your microphones. They are enabled in this webinar, so
Oh,
you can
great,
talk with
great.
us.
Great. So, Mr. Well, Mr. Fitzgerald, welcome. If you wanna check or maybe if you wanna talk, can you help me to open the microphone, please, Baron? You have the total control.
Yes. Right now, the participants, the attendees, has the enabled the microphones, so they can unmute your microphones right now.
Okay. So, guys, if you wanna participate or make any question, we are open to hear you.
Yes,
So
feel free
we're
to.
going to continue the webinar. Okay,
Thank you, Debbie. Feel free to open your
perfect,
microphone whenever you want.
great. So one other important thing about the deployment of Netpoint and Mosa. So the principal highlight of the fiber is the low latency, right? And but the deployment of the Mimosa radios net point antennas together can achieve very low latency. This is so very incredible because in all my experience, in all my career, I see so many links around the world. I see short links. I see long, very far away long things. And I see numbers of the latency from 2 or maybe 5 milliseconds. And this is incredible. And the throughput, yeah, the throughput always has so many, how can I say, limitations, right? The throughput, but you have 1 gigabit in the without fiber. My God, I think in this very is a very good deal. Another very big deal with Netpoint and Mimosa, it's the principal return on investment, because you can talk with about the volume and your deployment. Why the balloons? So the faster the deploy Mimosa and Netpoint, you can get 5 faster deployments. It's going to be more quicker, and you can achieve more revenue about your generation or business. One very important thing is the lower infrastructure cost. Yes, you can reduce the maintenance. This is very important. The maintenance is always one of the more expensive topics or where the most expensive areas in the business. Yeah, and the most important, all this technology are scalable. So I think the deploy with Mimosa and the Netpoint antennas, they can be scalable. Right, why? For example, if you begin to work with the Mimosa C5X, okay? But Mimosa C5X only works with the channel width or 18 megahertz. You can only change the radio and use the same antenna, right? And then used to change to the radio Mimosa C6X, and with that radio, you can achieve around 1.5 gig or throughput of the throughput, and the most important, you have one channel width from 160 megahertz. So that's incredible. If you don't need to buy other type of antennas, and the most important for this, you can use the same net point antenna in all the deployments. One other deployment very popular in the States right now. It's the Mimosa B11. Mimosa B11 is incredible. I think is the most incredible rate for all the most incredible microwave radios in the market, because with that radio you can achieve one throughput around 1.5 gigabit, and the most important, with you don't have any other audio in the market more flexible, because you only need to deploy one antenna from any size, and the most important, it's very reliable. That radio has a port for fiber. Yes, 1 gigabit port for the fiber. You had a very good bits power, and the most important, it's without word with lessons. But in the United States, I need to make one declaration of this. In the States, you need to get the license for work with that band, with the FCC, right? So Byron, I'm going to
Yes.
share. I'm going to
So,
I'm going to share to you this dashboard for the
yeah,
net point
yeah.
deployment.
And David, by the way, it is worth noting that currently Econ is the distributor with the largest stock of B11 in the United States.
Yes. What this is one thing very important. Yeah. And the Epcon has the more large stock on the B11 in the United States right now, and the net point B MP11. So two, and the most important, with this antenna and this radio, we can make deployment up to 100 kilometers. So this is very huge and this is very incredible. For example, today I have here a real case study for one customer in the in Mexico, but this radio is working on the frequencies from the 10 gigahertz, and the most important, it's working with the channel two channel with the 20 with the teach power from 24 dBm. So for the distance, I always say that customer has a good RSSI, and the most important, they have that customer have a good lineability. So this is incredible because with the Netpoint MP11 and the Mimosa B11, you can achieve good lineability, right? And with this, you can reduce the mountains without well, you can approve because you can approve new deployments because the fiber always going to always going to stay growing. So, but tell me, Byron, what do you think about this about this about this performance of the
Yes,
radio and the
very good.
antenna together?
It's very nice, very good quality, and the
Yeah,
signal is just very strong. Yeah,
yeah, and the most important, the throughput. Yeah,
the
I
throughput.
always say
Yes, that's
yes.
very
Look
important.
at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Wow,
Yes,
amazing.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I think the same. This is one of the principal things of Mimosa and Netpoint. So Mimosa and Netpoint, I always say it's a perfect marriage. It's a joke, but it's very real. Mimosa Netpoint has so many integration for work together. And the most important, the role of the fights wireless between Mimosa and Netpoint, it's to solve a temporary solution for the ISPs and increase increase the performance, and the most important, keep service in the server areas, right? What we gonna do with Netpoint and Mimosa? But the most important, why Netpoint antennas? So the antennas portfolio or Netpoint, it's on the 5 gigahertz antennas, and that's operate on the frequencies from 4.9 to 6.4 gigahertz, offering high gain antennas, for example, in the size from 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, and even 6 foot. The most important, that antennas are not expensive. Yeah, this is incredible. Are not expensive. That antennas is designed and made in Mexico. So, and we have other very important thing about that. Byram and all the customers, these products, it's free tariffs right now. I think that this incredible because we had a product antennas and Netcom with free tariffs right now that you can approve with Netpoint. So I think it's incredible. This principal, this
yes,
pri-
that's
this
very
principal
nice.
area. Yeah. And one thing very important about the principal highlights on the Netpoint antennas is the antennas is flexible for works with other gears. For example, not only works with Mimosa, works with Cambian Networks, Ubiquity, Radwin, Terra, and in more specific areas, works with any brand on the market, connectorized. One thing very important, the portfolio of antennas, it's connectorized, but we have the three-sound antennas for work directly with the Mimosa, right? In the 6 gigahertz area, we have antennas for support the new always sensing spectrum, right? With the most important thing, high gain. our land, well, our principal, I don't know how to say, I'm sorry. Our principal form to say this is a net point. You're always going to win game. And the most important, we gonna be your partner. In the 6 gigahertz antennas, we have option on the standard parabolic antennas, we have the high performance antennas, and we had antennas for marine environments. The key features of the net antennas is the high gain for extended range and reliable connectivity, right? Other highlight on the net point antennas. One antenna on the net point may, if you're talking about on the 5 gigahertz, one antenna covers the 5 and the 6 gigahertz. But if you prefer the 6 gigahertz antennas, okay, one antenna covers the frequencies from 5 and even the 7 gigahertz. So this is very interesting, and the most important, the design is very durable for the more harsh environment. And this is incredible because you don't have any issue because the one of the principal models, the Netpoint, has a radon for made to the antenna more protection. For example, that radon is it's made in fiberglass. So for deploy in areas where the wind is very strong, or maybe you have so many snow in the half of the year. That antennas on that point are deployment in the United States and Canada too, and in other places around the world. For example, so many issues of this deployment in the United States. For example, if if we want to talk, if for example, I'm sorry, if we gonna talk about deployed antenna in Florida, so in Florida we have so many humidity, and we had so many salinity because the tropical climate made made not durable that's kind of equipment, right? But one thing very important, NetPoint is designed for these more harsh environments. What do you think about this solution, or well, about this highlight, better?
Very nice, David. That's very interesting. I know that salinity is something that causes a lot of damage, and it
Yes.
is very important to have that protection.
Yes, one other thing, one important with that, when you had a life warranty, I says that this is very important. We think in the high speeds, or the antenna workers, or maybe the tower climbers who prefers works with antenna with low with low probability to have any degradation, or if you lose any component. So we are ready to help to that people, because our principal our principal our principal think, if you deploy NetPoint, you always going to have any person ready to help. So if we want to talk about the portfolio on NetPoint, about the portfolio NetPoint on the 6 gigahertz backhaul antenna solution compatible with Mimosa, we have four families on the antennas. The principal antennas is the standard antenna called MP Gen 2. The MP Gen 2 has available on the size from 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, and even 6 foot with the size from, sorry, 34 37 dpi. For example, if you are looking high performance antennas, we have the model MP. The model MPX antenna is a high performance antenna with a millimetric adjustment, with a radome, with a fiber, sorry, with a cover radome for the noise. And the most important, that antenna has a beam with very close. Antenna has a radio holder, has a connectorized amp and two female connector. And the most important, the gain available is that 30, 34, and the 37 dBi, right? And the family of the MP Pro is then the MP Pro antennas is the twist antennas compatible directly with the Mimosa H series radios, right? The that antennas has a very important thing. Works directly with the Mimosa C5X, B5X, C6X, and the Mimosa B6X, right? But we're going to check that primarily in most specific in our picture. And the last one on this family of antennas, it's the tropical resistance or for marine environments. The model MPTR and the model MPTR. The model MPTR has available into in this size 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, and the most important, you can make the shipment maybe next day about these products from Epcon in the States. So if we want to talk about the gears compatible with Netpoint from Mimosa, so how would I say the Netpoint antennas, it's compatible with the C5X, C6X, B5X, and B6X. But what we gonna do compatible that radius with antennas, connectorize it. So that's a good question. So for example, we work directly in the R&D department on the Netpoint antennas, right? We were in that principal issues. Why? Because so many ISPs doesn't want to deploy other new type of antenna. They can buy other type of antenna directly for works directly with the twist on radios. So we create the MPTW RV adapter. The MPTW RV adapter of the Netpoint antennas, it's an adapter where you only twist on that adapter in the white guide on the radio of Mimosa, and you have all the tits power, all the potency you have in the connectors, and then you plug in the connectors in the antenna, and that's all. You have the radio C5X, B5X, any radio on the three zone radios of Mimosa. Connectorize it with your antenna with coaxial cable. That's incredible. And this
Yes,
is
that's very nice.
yes. And the most important, it's very flexible because we want to respect that ATN from Mimosa to make reliable and flexible the deployment of the radios with the Netpoint antennas. So what do you think about this, Baron?
That's incredible. That's amazing. David, do you have
Yes.
any videos to show our attendees how to do the installation with the B11 or this MPTWRB?
Oh, yes. If you give me a few questions, a few seconds, sorry. we can show that video.
Okay, great.
Just give me on YouTube.
Nice.
So give me 1 second, please. So guys, I want to know if you have any question about that, about this live webinar or no, nobody have any question? Okay. So give me a second, 1 second, please. I need to check because we had so many videos about the deployment or well, the installation on the adapter of the radio. Right. Yes, it's here. So, Byron, can you tell me if my screen is sharing?
No, right now I cannot see the video. Yes, I
Yeah.
can see the video right now.
Okay. So let me only share the audio of this video. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Is you hear? Do you hear the video?
No, I cannot hear the audio
Okay.
of the video.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry, we have a little technical issues.
Maybe you
Things
have to
happen.
share the audio
Yeah, yeah.
on the same platform.
Okay. Can you guide me, please?
And yes, and just look for the action, share audio in the platform or the Zoom platform. Yeah,
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I found it.
great. You can also maximize the screen so that this can see
Oh,
better.
yeah. But it's not, but it's this ability, the option to share audio. So
Oh,
we're
yeah.
going to, yeah, we're going to share the video, but folks, you're going to see the deployment, the fast deployment, and I'm going to add the subtitles, right?
Okay,
I think it is going to be better.
good. Thank you, David. Yeah, that adapter is very easy to start, very easy to deploy.
Yes, the most important about the P5 about the MPTWRV is made flexible and made the deployment more fast. Yes.
Yes,
For example, so many users around the world loves the radio P5C, right? But
yeah.
nobody has the replacement of the P5C, but with the MPTW RV, you can replace one B5C with issues or maybe outdoor or work, and then only with the adapter you can improve your link only when deploy the B5X and the MPTW RV. But if you don't want to use the MPTW RB and you prefer to use directly Mimosa with the antennas, so we have the MP Pro S models. It's a twist on antennas designed by Netpoint, the high quality and a high gain antennas with so many specific areas. The most important covers the frequency range from 4.9 to 6.4 gigahertz. And you can work to deploy these antennas maybe for CPE deployment, right? For end user. Or you prefer, you can use that antennas for backhaul point-to-point link, right? The principal model is the MP Pro S27. The MP Pro S27, it's an antenna from 1 foot, has a dual slant installation, only with the twist on the radio. The most important, that antenna, they can work for CPA solutions, or maybe you can use that antenna for surveillance deployment with Mimosa. One thing very important about this antenna, it's a two-part presentation. And one thing very interesting with that antenna, you can make links up to 20 kilometers, right? If you, for example, you are looking made point-to-point links up to 50 kilometers, well, 13 kilometers, I have a little mistake here. You can use the 2-foot dish antenna of Netpoint from the frequency from 4.9 to 6.4 gigahertz, and the antenna is a model Pro S13. That antenna is very user for truncal links or backhaul links, and very important. It's very specific for works directly with the Mimosa P6X, right? With that antenna, you can achieve a good signal level. And the most important, you can get a better the better throughput. You can achieve the better throughput of the radio working in the more harshest areas, in the environments with high interference. The other the other dishes for the Tucson antennas, it's the Netpoint MP Pro S34. The MP Pro S34 is an antenna designed for a links up to 15 kilometers. Yeah, I saw. I have other mistake. I'm sorry, guys. That antenna, it's for a distance up to 50 kilometers. And the most important, that antenna has a 24 dBi of gain. Yes. With a 34 dBi of gain, you can use that antenna in areas where the interference is very high, or the distance, or you had a middle distance up to 70 or maybe 16 kilometers with a good signal, very strong signal. And the most important, that antennas, it's very light. Where you deploy the net point in the 3 foot and the 4 foot, we think works with the antenna, with the light antenna, make more reliable the deployment for and make easy the install for the tower climbers. And the last one antenna of this family on the MP Pro 3 is a 4-foot dish. That antenna is for a distance up to 100 kilometers. If you are not based in the United States, but you look in this live webinar in other areas where you don't have any restriction about the potency of the radio, so maybe they can be your antenna, your choice, your principal antenna for deploy with Mimosa, with the C5X, C6X, or even B5X, right? So as when I said a few moments ago, the MPTW RV adapter or net point, it's or his name His official name is a twin weights adapter. It's designed for Mimosa again for the radius C5X, B5X, C6X, and P6X, and facilitates installation with connectorizing antennas, adapter with two female connectors, and the frequency range covers completely from 4.9 to 6.4 gigahertz, right? So, Bayram, if you see here, this is the results of the deployments of the B5X radio and the MPTW RV. And I think it is very incredible
Wow,
because
yes, very nice. Good performance. And the
yeah, yeah.
signal, very good.
Yes. And for example, if you see the Airrats noise max, it's that link has interference and works very well in free frequencies on the 5 gigahertz. And this is
Yes.
very important because the 5 gigahertz that it's free frequencies around, it's one of the free frequencies around the world, and achieve a good throughput from 1700 mix. So I think it is very huge. And the most important, this is these kinds of deployments on the point-to-point links with Mimosa and Netpoint with the adapter made reliable everything. And this is a game changers. So, guys, if you have any question and answers, we are ready to hear you, and we appreciate all so much your feedback.
Thank you very much for attending this webinar. Right now, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to unmute your microphones, and David will be happy to answer your questions.
So I think nobody have any question. I think everything is very well.
Okay, so thanks again for attending this webinar, and we wish you all a wonderful day.
Thank you, and I appreciate so much. Don't forget, NetPoint is available on Netcom. We have stuff available for immediately immediately shipping in the warehouse in El Paso, Dallas, San Antonio, and
And
Miami.
Miami, yes.
Yes, yes. So guys, have a good one, and we appreciate all your time, and we're going to see you again. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much.
Thank you.